Hi, hello, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Avnish, and we welcome you to the second show of the Armchair. Last week, we promised guests, and today we are bringing you one. So, before we get on to the show, Benny, how are you? And what do you have to say about our guest today?
I'm good, Avi. I'm good. It's good to be here again. Okay, we have a very interesting guest today. It's a very versatile player, and he's a very interesting in person. So I'm looking forward to speak to him today.
Superb, superb. Okay, before we get on to the show, here's a reminder of what we do. Lah. The armchair is led by three of us, Logan, Benny, and I. The main purpose of the show is to talk about the game that we all love so much, which is football. But we're going to delve deeper into Malaysian football, Asian football, and ASEAN football. And we hope to explore that in the weeks to come. But today, we have a guest for you. Okay. Before we get on to the whole show, Logan is unable to be part of today's show as he mourns the passing of his grandmother. She passed away 3 days ago. So it would be appreciated if everyone could say a prayer to him and his family. Now, the time that we have been waiting for. When the king arrives, you know it's going to be special. Lah. Okay? His long gallops can rattle any tackle. Lah. His tackles, whether it's a defender or a striker or a winger, they know something is going to happen. Okay, what else can I say about this guy? I mean, coaches love his commitment on the pitch, and he is one player. When a coach tells him to play in this position, that position, he does not say no to it. He would do it with his full heart. Off the pitch, he's a different character. Before training sessions, I've seen it with my own eyes. Lah. He loves to play pranks. He's a joker among his teammates. And when it comes to family and friends, he's very close to them. Go to Buntong, utter his name. You'll only hear beautiful things about him. So, ladies and gentlemen, our first guest, it gives us great pleasure to invite D. Kenny Pallraj. Show your love for Kenny.
Hello everyone.
Hi Kenny, how are
How are
you?
you, Avi? How are you, Benny? How are you?
Good, good. I'm
Good,
good. I'm
good,
good,
good, good,
Kenny.
good, good.
I'm good.
So how is pre-season going so far?
So far, so good.
Short and sweet. But we'll get more out of him, lah, don't worry. So for the first segment, Benny will be asking the questions. Fun fact, Benny and Kenny, they come from the same place. Both of them, Buntong. And they also play in the same position. Both are defensive midfielders. So Benny,
See,
the stage is
before
yours. Ah,
I'm
சொல்லுங்க ஜி.
not, I'm not as good as Kenny. Kenny is a professional. I'm just a mine in Taman kind of player.
Uh, no,
Taman
everyone
Kapaka,
is
we know how you
good.
play lah.
I also played in Taman, but I have the opportunity to come far. That's it. There are many players who didn't get the opportunity to be here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So Benny, the floor is yours. You can ask all your questions.
Okay. All right, Kenny, are you ready?
Yeah. Always ready.
Okay, Kenny, the first question, okay, I'm sure every fan want to hear about this. Do tell us how you got into this game. Why football? I have heard I've heard from my friends that they were saying that in your early days you were into athletics. Is it correct? You were into athletics.
Actually, to be honest, early age, I was into everything literally. So whatever I can do to be out of my class, I'll be doing that. So I was playing. I was doing athletics. I was playing football. I was playing handball. I was playing badminton. I was playing hockey. I was playing rugby. So literally, whatever I can do to be out of classes. But I
Okay.
had the passion lah. Anything I do, I will do with passion. Like handball, I was called up for interstate competition to represent, but that time I had to choose football out of it lah.
Mm.
So athletics, I did go until MSSM lah, not much. But other sports, I was just for fun lah.
Okay. So how do you actually got into football? How was the
Actually,
journey? What was
what
the journey? Yeah.
what I can say is football is something I can say it was in my family. But it was just that it was not brought up in a professional way. So literally, my father could play football, my brothers could play football, my cousins can play football. And main purpose was my church. So I'm from Tamil settlement Buntong. Most of my church members can play football. So every Sunday it's a must for us. That time we will be playing in MHS, Methodist High School. So every Sunday we will be playing there. So I was sitting outside for 2 to 3 years just looking them playing because they will not let us to play because we are a small kid. So my father, my cousins, my church members, all of them will be playing. And then back at home, that time we had no much money to buy balls and stuff. So we will take the newspaper, wrap it up with cellophane tape, and my cousin brothers and myself will be kicking it around,
Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah,
We used to do that.
breaking the house things and getting scolded by my aunt, by my mother, and everything. So that's how it started, lah.
Okay, Kenny, talking about your hometown, okay, tell us about Buntong. I mean, I'm from Buntong too, but I want to hear from you. The vibe is different. I'm sure you're already aware of it. Okay, what's so special about Buntong?
There's nothing special about Buntong because Buntong is already special. The
Jay,
name,
come on lah.
uh,
And then, okay,
literally,
I mean, yeah, go on, go on.
everything in Buntong is special. You want to have a peaceful life. You want to have a like. It's our childhood place, like that's where we born. I grew up in a village, and then we went to another area, but around Buntong, and we grew up there. And it's just that wherever you go, which shop you go, everyone you will know.
Yeah,
So you can't run out from anyone. So it's like for me, what I miss in Buntong, to be honest, what I miss in Buntong and in KL, whenever I drive, I don't use aircon, so I'll put down the windows, wind down the windows. So in KL, I'll be like just driving like there's nothing. I'm just going towards my destination. But when you're in Buntong, yeah, you have to be shaking your head all the time. You have to carry your hands all the time. So it's like all the people who are moving around there, and you go to a shop and eat, and then suddenly someone will pay, and you look and see your uncle will be there.
yeah.
Or while you're eating and you're going out, you see your uncle or your cousins will be there, and you will pay and walk off. So that kind of bondings and stuffs you only can get there, lah.
And not forgetting to mention another thing special about Buntong is that every field you can see people playing football, right?
Yes, every single field, let it be a small place or let it be
Yeah,
a roadside in a Taman area by the road, people will keep two bricks and then they will start to play football.
yeah.
So that's how Buntong is, lah.
All right, all right, all right. Okay. During your early years, I mean, what did coaches say about your game, and what motivated you to go further? Was it talent or hard work, and eventually be part of the Harimau Muda setup?
I'll be totally frank that I have no skills and talent. For me, it's totally hard work. So I am brought up by hard work. So my first professional coaching was, I think, when I was in Form 3 or Form 4, when I started to play for this club in Ipoh League called Pallraj Malaysia. Now they are known as DJR.
Yeah, yeah.
So that time, one of the coach was coaching the St. Michael's team, school team, and he saw me and he asked me to join the training sessions and all. So I joined the training sessions, and there was the first two coaches that I had was Coach Gedi and then Coach Rais. Coach Rais was an ex-para player lah. So he was there, and then another two coaches, Coach Atan and Coach Dan. So these were them, and then my boss was Haji Johar. So he was the one who introduced me while I was playing for his club. He introduced me to the President Cup team in 2010, and then literally I came up all the way from there lah. So what the first advice I was told by Coach Rais was, every time he will make the players run during the training sessions, he will hold me back. There were two of us, myself and Gregory, my close friend, another one. He will hold us back, and then he will say, "You orang India, tak payah lari. You punya kekurangan bukan dalam larian, sebab itu memang sudah ada dalam darah. So your weakness is technique." So he will let others to run, and then he will grab two of us and ask us to juggle the ball, kick to the wall, and do the first touches, all that kind of things to improvise our touches. So to be honest, I got a good guidance from the beginning of my age lah. So slowly I went to, then in Form 5, For 1 year, I went to Anderson to deepen my knowledge in football. But I was a Michaelian for more than 10, 15, 14 years lah.
Yeah, how is
And
okay, all right, okay.
and
Probably
then I
Avi,
went to
your
Anderson.
enemy is from Anderson.
Hey, no. Michaelians and Hendersonians are good friends, lah. We're no more enemies already.
Uh,
No more enemies.
no, actually everything is the same lah. Just that I was for St. Michael from standard 1 until form 4. It's a very big span over there. And then I went to Anderson to go ahead in my football career. And then 2010 I went to Haria President Cup. And then 2011 Coach Burn was there. Coach Burn is a very good coach for youths. Like he can brush you, and he from a raw material he can bring you up to a certain level. So he did that for us, and then in 2012 we became champions of President Cup, and then we become champions of Pallraj, runners-up of Sukma, and that's when Coach Ong saw me in Sukma finals, and he brought me and Nuri for a tournament. It was a call-up for national Harimau Muda A. So we went for Vietnam for a tournament, and I don't know how we became champion there, and to give you all an information, in that tournament, I was playing centre back.
Oh, okay. Okay, talking,
So
talking about Harimau Muda. Okay, share us the experience you have with Harimau Muda. How did it help you grow? And is there any one fond memory of you would hold for a lifetime?
actually, Harimau Muda experience is a lifetime experience. Much of them won't get that kind of experience. Who can go to Europe and play with clubs in Europe easily just like that? So when the first year we were in Slovakia, we were playing against teams from like Sparta. We have played teams from Georgia national team. There are a lot of teams that we have played with. We have been to Poland, we have been to Czech Republic, we have been to Hungary, we have been playing with Hungary junior teams. So there are a lot of experience that we gained that I didn't expect. That's something that you won't expect in your life, to be in Europe. Then the following year we were in Australia in Brisbane, and then we were playing their league. We were playing again. It was not the first division, but still it was something you won't usually see in your life. Like now, I miss that time of moments. So Harimau Muda gave a lot of experience, and to be honest, I think it gave me a lot of braveness to compete with a lot of foreign players and senior players in Malaysia. So when we get that exposure of playing with foreigners in outside, totally every foreigners over there, and when you come back here, you don't have the fear on playing them. So when I see a foreigner playing, okay, he's a foreigner, okay, so I'm going to play against him. That's it. So the fear it will be there, but not as much as someone who won't have experienced all this lah.
Okay.
Benny,
Moving to,
I have
yeah,
one question. Sorry.
right. Hold on, right, what?
When you were playing in Europe and Australia, did you get any offers to play for clubs there? Were there any scouts who checked you out and so on?
I don't think so lah, because that time I was still learning,
Okay.
because that our grassroots is not so good. So we start to learn proper football, professional football in a very late age. So for me, maybe I started in the age of 15, 16. That's when I started to get a professional training. Like first I went to Harimau Muda, I was struggling with their warm-ups, with their drills and stuff because it's all very new for me. But when I was in Europe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Sparta Prague. When I went to Sparta Prague with Harimau Muda, I saw 7 to 8 years category boys. They are doing whatever training I was doing in Harimau Muda A.
Wow.
So they are way too exposed. So when they are coming to the age of 15 and 16, they are in another level. So their level of confidence, their skills, their abilities are way different than us.
Okay, moving into your professional era, and your first club was Para and now KL. How would you describe your experience with them?
Want to describe my experience? To be honest,
Yeah.
describe my experience. KL is my new experience because Ipoh and Para has always been my hometown. So I've been there for a very long time. So literally like 2010 to 2012, I was in Para for junior team. 13 to 13, 14, 15, I was in Harimau Muda. And then I went back to Para until mid of 2021. So literally, I spent my whole career for date was in Para, lah, the longest span. So in KL, I learned a lot in these last 6-7 months because I need to adapt to myself, staying alone to discipline myself, going to the training on time, coming back, my foods, people who I'm going around with, how I'm setting up my time and stuff. Because back home in Ipoh, I don't have any issues on that because I don't have to control myself. Because if I'm out of my house more than after 11:30, my phone will be ringing all the time because my mom will be keep on calling me to come back, and the last call will be at 1 o'clock, which will be my father's call, which is the warning zone lah. So I need to be back home by then. So in Para, I learned through a lot of senior players. I learned from them, a lot of coaches, especially Coach Wegang. He taught me, he brushed me a lot, he made me shine. And then Coach Mehmet, who taught me how to be a player on the field, with Coach Mehmet, a lot of coaches have their different style. Like Coach Wegang was totally different. Coach Mehmet was totally different. Coach Bojan now is totally different. So there are a lot of variation of coaches. It's on how we are adapting to them. So when we adapt well to the coaches, we can gain their experience. Because all the coaches I played with was with very vast experience. They had a lot of experience in Malaysian league. Let be Coach Wegang, Coach Mehmet, or Coach Bojan. They have a lot of experience in this Malaysian football. So we need to trust whatever they say, and we just go in the flow with what they're doing, lah.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Okay, we're going to move to the second segment. Avi, the stage is yours.
Mine now.
All right.
Oh, Avi is here. He was so quiet. I think we went back.
Oh, naughty, huh? Okay, since you said that, we now want to delve deeper into your game, lah. So some of the questions that we're going to ask is going to be tough, but knowing you, you're very frank. You'll be able to answer them, lah. Huh? So the
Can say
first question.
pass?
Cannot, my son's a boy.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question would be your game divides opinions. I mean, I've always been watching a game. I've always told you how I felt about a game and so on. But then there will be people with different perception. So you're hardworking. You can play in various positions, but some question your aggression and the number of yellow cards that you always get. So what do you have to say to those statements? Like, when someone says that, how do you take it? And then what do you feel about it?
For me, because at times I'm very emotional.
Okay.
So when I enter a match, it's very emotional for me because if you ask any footballers also, whatever problem they have, let's say they're bankrupt, they have a lot of issues. When they enter the field, nothing will be in their mind. All that will be in their mind is football. And for professionals like us, every time we enter the field, all that comes to our mind is winning. So that will be our first priority. So I'm a type of player who's willing to do anything to win a match. So there can't be all players with same characters. There will be some players who are very quiet. There are some players who are technically good. There are some players who are characteristically very good. So everyone has their role to be played. Everyone cannot be very good in character. If every player in the team are characteristic players, then the team can't be there. If every players are skillful players, the team can't be anywhere. That's my belief. I don't know. I have no much experience, but this is what I think and this is what I believe. There need to be a blend of every department. There should be a good player, there should be a committed player, there should be a commanding player, there should be a delivering player, scorer. All these combines, and that when you can produce a very good team. So for me, there are many people who questioned about my cards, but lately I think my card rates have came down lah. And Coach Bojan was very happy about it. So he was like, you see, I controlled you. He was very happy on that. Because while playing for KL, I don't think so I had much cards. Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah,
that's kind of little for me.
No cards yet. Yes.
I mean, you mentioned about the emotional part, and you said that the number of cards has also reduced. So how did you compose yourself? What did you tell yourself on the pitch? Because we know
I
you.
don't think so. I'm telling anything to myself. It's just
Hmm.
that showing that I'm aging off lah.
Hey, you're still young, 29 ni. You
Yeah.
said 29, right?
You should not reveal the age actually,
Somehow people can go
No,
and search it up on
Yeah.
Wikipedia and so on. La.
Come
no,
on,
it's
even this
about
day,
it's about our experience in the league
Hmm.
lah. When we were young, we are more aggressive, we are more eager to do something, So, but when we get older, we are more composed. We know what to do. When that's the difference between an experienced player and upcoming players. So when I was an upcoming player,
Hmm.
I was doing a lot of dirty works. I will be literally all around the field. I'll be everywhere. And then slowly I composed myself, and then the coaches taught me how to, and my seniors told me what to be done, what I should do and stuff, where I should control. Actually, Boss Shuko helped me a lot in this thing,
Hmm.
you know. So like he's a very straightforward person, nothing to
Hmm.
hide. If one match I play good, he will straightforward, hey, you did well. Next play I play like, he will come, hey, you play like shit. Simple. He will straightforwardly tell you, and the next day he will teach you. He will tell you what was the mistake, what should I have done, and stuff. So now I'm more to be centralized, not to move around, to stay and to be composed. So I learned from him because he's a very big legend, So he have a lot of experience. So when we get all the experience that he had, when he teaches, then we can compose ourselves well. That's normal. Like how you play. Like say now we go and play with the Belia team. The
Hmm.
guys will be just keep on running because they're just 17, 16, 18, they'll be running all the way. But when we play with the senior team, they'll be staying in a place, but the ball will be keep on moving, and that's normal everywhere. Yeah, so that's how I think lah.
There's a
Yeah, and
comment
also,
from
also
someone.
Kenny, also
Ah,
Kenny,
Mm.
our fans are saying that you look 2 years younger. Miss Azri said you are just 37, so don't worry about your age.
20s. I
there's
think I
another
should look way
interesting
younger.
comment here. Now
Yeah,
Akram take all the yellow card.
No, no, no. Now Akram also not taking much yellow cards. We are taking the responsibility together.
Very good, very good. I mean, how did
Uh,
the maturity come for you, for you guys?
I think that's on normal basic life. When we are at home, we are going out of home, we are learning the lifestyle, going into the real world. We tend to do mistakes and then we learn. That's how the world is. That's how we are going into a world. We go to the world, we whatever we studied in school, that's only for as a preparation. But the real thing is how we are going to survive in the real world is after we do a mistake and how we are learning from it. So football is same. When we enter in a small age, it's like you are going into a big playground where you studied all in the training sessions, but when you go into a field, it's you have to do some mistakes and learn. That's how you can be composed. That's when you will get to be more matured. So that's how it is lah.
Very good, fantastic, lah. Okay, the next question, lah. Okay, when you make a tackle or a strong defensive challenge, lah, does the sensation feel like it's scoring a goal? And also, when I mean, you know how it feels, and then how do your opponents take them? Any interesting encounters you had throughout the career?
It made up a lot of fights. sometimes I take. Sometimes they might be my close friend in opponent team, but I still tackle them. And then the next night we'll be talking about it. He'll be like, "Hey, you stupid or what? You would have broken my leg." Then I was like, "Who asked you to be my opponent? I can't help it." You know. For me, it's like when I lose the ball, I need to win it back.
Hmm.
how
So
about in training? Do you do that in training? You tackle your teammates?
training, actually, I'm one of the laziest person in the training. Not to say lazy lah, lazy in the sense of like I will control myself lah, because I prefer to do it on the match rather than doing to my teammates. But when I see some of my teammates who play very hard, tackle here, tackle there, like until breaking the legs, and then when they go to the match, they don't do the same thing, that means they are done with me. So they are going to get something out of me lah. So I'll meet them, I will tell them, you can do it in training. So someone who does it in the training and does it in the game, that's good because that's what you are. there are some who will do it in the training, but they don't do it in the match.
Mm.
So that's not good, because the main purpose is you should do it in the match, not on the training sessions. When first Ryan came to KL, he was very aggressive. So that's normal. Players don't like when you are very aggressive. So some of the players were not happy with that. But what I told the players was, let's see how he does in the match. If he does the same thing, so that's his character. So we need to let him go by that. He need to be who he is. We can't control him. And when the match started, you guys know how well he's doing his work. So that's a example of that's his character. So we can't control that. So that's how he will be in the training. That's how he will be in the game. So that's a good thing lah. So for me, I will still give 100% the training, but a bit controlled on, because we don't want any injuries, and that kind of things.
Yeah.
Where the best experience was when Coach Mehmet was there. He don't like the players, not to say don't like, he will take care of the players not to be injured. So the second team, when play against the first team, if any tackle, because usually young players will be in the second team, anyone tackles or before he received the ball itself, he will be shouting from the back, easy, easy, he'll be shouting already. But when I play for the second team and against playing at the first team, when I goes, he knows even he say easy, there's nothing going to happen. The clash is going to be there. He will call me personally and he say, "Can you easy? It's just a training session. Why you need to be so hard?" Then I'm like, okay, coach. Okay. So that's how things are.
From what we are seeing right now, you're very vocal and you're very jovial also. How did that came about? How did you develop that trait? And also another question I'd like to ask, do you think communication is an underrated part of football?
First, my character is remain like that. Since small, I like to be jovial, I like to tease people, I like to disturb them and kind of stuffs like that. So the thing I will first notice is how the people reacts to me when I joke with them, and because my jokes at times are very harsh. That I need to be honest. Sometimes I will go and kick, sometimes I'll go and punch. So that kind of things are joke for me. That's not a very serious matter. So I'll see how my teammates take that, how my people around me takes that, or sometimes my words, it will be very bad. But so if they're okay with it, I'll be cool. But if they are not okay, I will just keep a distance. Not to say keep a distance, I will control myself out of it lah. What was the another question you asked?
Do you think communication is an underrated part of football?
I think it is an underrated part, and now people are starting to realize how important communication is. Actually, for me, what I think, like I always say, I'm not so experienced or I'm not a senior player or something, but this is what I believe in lah. 60 to 70% of the game we can finish by just talking, by communicating. When you play a backline, let's say you play as a center back. So when you just communicate your right wing, your midfields, your strikers to position them in the right place for not letting the opponents to channel the ball through middle or through passes or something, you have done more than your jobs there. If you are keeping quiet and there's a open space, that because your midfields won't know, because they'll be focusing on the ball. Because we as the defenders, we can see the whole vision.
Right.
So when you are in okay, let's say you misplaced yourself over there and you let it be, and there will be a through ball. And there's a through ball, it's an alert for the defense. So we have to run, we have to chase. Why not I just shout at my midfield, to your left, or to your right, or something. I reposition him and don't let the ball to come. So automatically the opponent will play the ball back, or he need to pass to his teammates who are beside him, so he cannot play a diagonal ball, or he can't play a through ball or something. So communication is very important. That's how I think we did well in KL also. When I played centre back with Gigi, both of us talk a lot. Like we talk a lot, we shout, we will be keep on shouting. Even if there's nothing, we'll be shouting, we'll be talking. So the team is always alert, because sometimes everyone is keep on shouting, not to shouting in a bad way, just like telling you things and talking. So it's just to keeping you awake and to be alert. So it played a key role for us, KL, in last season lah.
Has anyone found that annoying or not? Has anyone told you hang cakap banyak? Has anyone said that to you before? Or they are used to it?
Yeah, there's many people who have said that, but like I said, I know I will try to know the borders.
Mm.
But if there is a player, like for sure, if it was a young player, I would have told something else to him lah. If it was a senior player, if it's a senior player,
Mm.
so I would have talked. I will go personally. I will talk to him. I will tell this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing it. So we
Mm.
will get an opinion. Because when I was in Para and I went up to, I was playing President Cup. I used to go up for Piala Malaysia for senior team. And
Mm.
that time was Sharul Nizam Mustafa, K. Nandakumar, and Shaman, Chan Wing Hong.
Ah.
There were that bunch of players. But my character was that I will go up, I will keep on shouting, I will just running, I will tackling everyone. And they liked it because as a senior, because outside I respect them. Totally I respect them. It's just that I respect them a lot and they accept how I have been. And I learned a lot from them because they are players who communicate, who talks a lot. Nowadays, we need to uh, improvise on that. Communication is very, very important. For me, football communication is very. So if anyone who tells me that they are irritated or what, I say I don't care because I'm doing a proper thing. But if they have a proper point why they are saying that and it makes sense for me, then I will change it lah.
Mm. Okay. Aptly said lah. Okay, and also when you face against top clubs and also international games, how do
Mhm.
you set yourself for these kind of games? How do you kill nerves?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
When you face giant clubs in Malaysia, for example, teams like Selangor, Klang Valley rivals, JDT, Kedah, and so on, and also when you play international games, how do you set yourself mentally? How do you kill your nerves?
Okay. For sure, I'll be nervous. For me, nervousness should be there in every single match. Let it be a small match, let it be a big match. You should be nervous. If you are not nervous, then it's something wrong. Okay. So, but you should not let the nervousness to overrule you. That's
Mm.
the simple concept. But I don't see any big clubs, small clubs. For me, small clubs are more dangerous than big clubs because when we are going against big clubs, the expectation will be very low.
Mm.
Like people, if even if we lose, people will be they were a big team, they lost to a big team. But when you play a small team and you get blasa from them, and then you are done. They'll be like, ini tipu ni tali makan. And another thing for me is there's no big small clubs lah. Everyone plays football, everyone knows football. It's just that a club is good when, like I said, how the team is built. Is the team is built with all type of players? Is the team's management is good? Are they financially good? Are they well equipped? So that all plays a big role. So for me, a big team, small team, that's a different matter. Once we are inside the field, we are going to play the same football. We are going to follow the same rules. We are going to the same mission to win. So that's going to be our first point. Like I said, whoever the footballer can be when he enters the field, he's all the things that in mind is he wants to win the match. So that's it.
What about international games when you face international sides? Because you did mention that the
International
intensity is higher. So how do you prepare yourself for this kind of games?
International, for me, it was a bit easy because
Hmm.
I played Harimau Muda. Like
Okay.
I said, it gave me a lot of experience. So I know how an international pace will be. If you see, there are some players, they will do well in the league, but when they go to the national team, they can't perform. We can't blame them because the environment, the adoption of the game is totally different. The intensity of the game is totally different. The approach is totally different. It's not something same as the local league because local league we would know what the opponent will do because we have been seeing them for so long.
Right.
We watch the local leagues, but when we go for international, they are something new for us, and we are something new for them. So every movement, like if we play in Malaysian league, people know who I am. Okay, if we go near to Kenny and we make it late, he will tackle me. So they know that. So literally they won't do that.
Hmm.
But when we play an international game, they don't know me, so they will do something and I will do something. So the things will be very different. The reactions, the everything, the things that we do will be totally different. So for me, I think it's more intense, it's more nervous,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, as what I said, it's about us, how we are going to compose ourselves and how we're going to deliver ourselves in the match.
Okay, final question for this segment. A simple question. We know how you have grown as a player, but personally, are you happy with how you have grown so far as a person and as a player, in your own words?
Yeah, I'm more than happy. I didn't expect to be this far. To be honest, my first dream was when I started to play football and I got President Cup. I wanted to play Super League. That's all.
Hmm.
Even 1 year is more than enough for me. No, that's how I started, to
Hmm.
be honest. And on the first year I played Super League, I went to Super League from President Cup. I managed to play with my idol, that is K. Nandaguma. I played alongside with him. I trained with him. Learned from him. So, and my growth was very fast. Like 2013, 12, I became champion. This one went to Australia, become champion. Then 2013, I went to Harimau Muda, and then we became champion in the Vietnam Newspaper Cup. Straight, we went to, I think 2013 was the SEA Games, and I got selected, and we got number 4. And then we went to the World University Games in Russia, and then we got the 8th place. That's the most top ranking Malaysia have ever made. We got 8th place. We beat Italy 2-1.
Nice.
Yeah, and then 2015, and then 2016, I straight came back to
Yeah.
Perak. And then 16, 17, 17 we were in one of the finals, and 18 we won the Malaysia Cup. 19 we went to the AFF. So everything goes fast, but it was not an easy part lah. There were a lot of struggles that I went through. It's just that the time was short. I went through a lot in a short span, and I managed to go through all that lah.
Okay, now we're going to enter the third segment. And in this third segment, we'll have questions from us and also from fans, lah. Those have posted on Twitter and so on. So, Benny, you want to take the first question
Yeah.
from
Okay.
what
Yeah, all
we
right.
wrote? Hmm.
So, Kenny, we know that you have won the Malaysian Cup twice, one with Perak and one with Kuala Lumpur. Um, how is it like winning with Perak, and how is it like winning with KL?
Totally different lah.
Hmm.
Totally different.
How different is it?
Because they always say every time the first championship is the best championship.
Right.
So for me, the winning the cup with Perak was way more special, because one thing was the 2018 team. I can say lah, maybe 80% of the team was made up of from my childhood buddies. From keeper, let's say I mentioned their names. Let's say from keeper Hafizul Hakim, he was from me with standard 1. Okay, it was not a very short time, it was for standard 1. And then from right back, if you see Azhan, I know him from standard 6. And then Bada, I know him from standard 5, standard 6. And then Idris, I know him some while. And then Naim, I know him for a very long time. And then in the wing, Patiban was not there. Kanchil was there. Iki was there. I think Iki was not
No,
there still.
it
He was
wasn't
in
there.
PKNP.
Hmm.
Top was there.
Hmm.
Kanchil was there. Hakim Isa was there. And then most of the players around there was made up of my long-time friends that we have been playing for a very long time from our junior team, and we came back together, and then we started to play, and then we achieved something. And then that was one of the most epic finals, I would say, in the world, not to say just in Malaysia. It was one of the epic finals in the world, and to play in front of nearly 90,000.
Yeah, I was part of the 90,000. I will never forget that
Yeah,
game.
it was about 90,000.
Hmm.
So it was something special. And I think that time Para also didn't win for around 10 to 12 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for KL, it was special also. I won't say it was not, because it was special in the way, like I left my childhood team, I came to a new team, and straight away you're getting a championship. That's
Hmm.
something you won't expect. Because when I left Para, I was, not to say in a doubt, I was in a fear. I was in a fear because I was in a very comfort zone. I was back home with my parents and everything for me to be motivated. And then with a team that I know for a very long time, and straight away I'm shifting to a new team, to a new environment, to a new lifestyle, and to achieve out of it, it was something amazing lah. So both of it was special for me, but the most special for sure it will be 2018 lah.
Okay, Kenny. Recently, there was an incident on social media where someone used the K word on you, lah. But you had a conversation with that person and you forgave him. For you, how important was that step? Making that step.
It was very important because we need to be brave enough to speak out whatever happened to us. Uh, one thing happened in Para also, but it was not brought out lah. It was
Mm.
not published in my social media or something because that time it was not so big. Used to get mocked in my Facebook every day. I would get some taggings and stuffs, but I got used to it because they are attacking me, so I don't mind it. But at the point they talked about my family, and it really hurt me. And then I met one of my friend who is a police. He was my team policeman, and he helped me to find out the guy. And then we spoke to him, and then he apologized for it.
Oh,
So sometimes people make it out of their anger and anxiety. They want to say something at that explosion. They say something. So this thing, I didn't want to make it a big issue actually, but I wanted people to know what kind of things we players go through. you know. So when I said it became a sensation a bit, and then after about a month or two, I got a message from him. He apologized for that, and he said sorry for everything. And what I said to him was, "I'm very happy that you realized what you did was wrong." So that's important. When a person realizes what he does wrong and he repents, and we have no rights to punish him anymore. So they have done their part. They have acknowledged that what they did was wrong, and then they asked for apology. So I hope you don't. What I said was, I hope you don't do this again, and I wish you all the best for you and your family and stuff, just like that, lah.
Okay, that's Kenny. Very kind.
that's Kenny. Yes,
Yeah,
that's the Kenny
very
you
humble person.
know.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's Buntong.
Okay, Kenny. All right. Now Malaysia has a new coach. Okay. So what do you think that he needs to do in order to stabilize the team and also build harmony again?
You mean the national team?
Mm.
Yeah, national team. Yeah.
This one you need to ask some of the ex-players who have vast experience in football. You can't ask me because I'm still a player. I'm still young. Not to say young in age, but young in this career. There's way more things to go. But what I would say is he need to understand the local league. He need to understand the clubs. He need to understand the characters, the lifestyle. He need to understand mostly everything about the players, lah. So because for me, it's very important for a coach to be close to a player. Not to close means to be jovial with us or what, but to understand whatever struggles we are going through, what kind of material we are made up of. They need to understand that. We don't expect like a coach comes, he's a foreigner, he come and he puts a demand on you, something you're not used to, you know. So you need to understand who we are, where we are from, and how our lifestyle are, and how he can change it slowly. He need to change things slowly. He can't straight away change everything. You can't change anything in a year or two. It needs a very long time. So I hope he will do well lah.
How excited are you to, if you're selected, lah, how excited are you to train under him? Because I've spoken to several players. One of them is Brandon. He said that, to impress the national team, adaptability is very important. Needs you to adapt to his approach and all that. And then we have some saying that he needs to understand the culture and all that. So for you, what is the first thing you expect from Coach Pangon, if you were to see him face to face?
If I get to see him face to face, I would really love for him to
Mm.
know what my characters are,
Mm.
what kind of player I am. So if he selects me, he needs to know what are my characters and what I can do in the field. And if I'm useful, then he will take me. You know, if he just simply take me and then he don't know how to use me, and then I
Mm.
go into the match and I do stupid mistakes or some kind of issues, and then both of us will be blamed.
Mm.
You know, to be honest, that's the reason why I chose KL, because the coach knows, he understood what myself and Parthiban is capable of. So we knew that he needed us for a reason. It's not that he get us, then he understands us, then he go for a point. He already know who we are. He already know what we are capable of, and he wants us to be there to improvise his team. So that's how it should be. A coach should know the character of the players, what he is capable of, and what he can. So once you know the basic, and then you take to the team, you train him, you talk to him personally, and from there you can slowly improvise him and put in your methods on what he should do, what I can do for him, like what are his styles and what he expect from me. That's how it can work.
Okay, now we're gonna get the fans to ask you the questions lah. So first up is Jer tweets. His question is, what is it like to be called up for Malaysia, making your debut, and also being part of the 2018 AFF side where you guys finished runners up. We lost to
Yeah.
Vietnam sadly.
I was surprised, to be
Hmm.
honest, to be getting called up. Because when Coach Wegang was in Perak itself, uh, I almost got called up because Coach Wegang spoke to me that
Hmm.
he has mentioned my name, but at the final list of players, my name was not there, and he called
Oh.
me personally and he spoke to me. I really don't know why your name is not there, but you have been doing fantastic on the league. So keep focusing, your day will come. That's what Coach Wegang advised me. And then I think the next year, following year, I already got the call up on 2018 under Coach Mehmet. So I was surprised to get the call up, but I was ready to do something for the country. Even though I'm not a first 11 player, that's what I say. Every single players are important in a team. You can't just, for me, if a player is a reserve, he's a reserve player. It's not that he's not good in football.
Hmm.
It's just that his time is not there yet. You know, any team, any players who are seen in reserve, I don't see them as a second level of a players. They all the players are same. It's just that their time is not there to perform, or their time is not there for them to enter the screen. So they are just waiting for their time. They are equally good with us, but they're just waiting for the time. So every player is important. And for me, any role that I've been given on the team, on the match, I just do as what I've been told by Coach Tan. And he understands me. And I think national team also, I have played 2-3 positions for him besides defensive midfield, and he was happy with it. Sometimes fans were not happy with it, but as a coach, he was happy with the approach that I was doing, and it was on his plan. So we need to follow that. So I did the same, and he was happy with it, and I was really happy with the team because 2018 team was very special because the bonding that we had was totally different. The bonding was totally, it was a family bonding. We have been together about 1.5 months to 2 months. We were together. We stayed in the Golden Palace. We share our foods. We stay in the same rooms. Every day we meet each other. Like we met more onto us than our families.
Hmm.
So it was a very good experience for me in 2018.
Next question.
Okay, we have another one from C. Carol Rizal. Dekani, what is your advice for youngsters who wants to be a professional footballers?
Advice. Always I tell one line to the players lah. In Malay, what I say is, kita jujur, kita ikhlas, kita kerja keras, and things will come onto us. We be genuine, we be honest, and we are hardworking, and things will come onto place. Just be patient. Patience is very important. We need to be really patient in this football ground because some players, like youngsters, when they don't get chance to play, they tend to give up. They won't train properly. They will just be inky pinky. They will just, how much I train also, I'm not going to play. I've seen many players like that. So what I always advise them is training is for yourself. It's not for the team. You are preparing yourself. Maybe suddenly one player gets injured and the coach wants to put you in, and if you don't train properly, you are not going to give a best performance onto that. If you're training well and for yourself and you're keeping yourself fit, and suddenly you get a chance and you perform, and you're getting your market already there, you
Hmm.
already sent a benchmark for yourself. So for me, patience is very important, discipline is very important. You can be how skillful, you can be the most skillful player in the team, you can be the most talented player in the team, but if you don't have discipline, if you don't work hard, you can't succeed. Because I've seen, like I said, I'm not a skillful player, but I'm dedicated, I'm hardworking. I have seen by myself many of my teammates who were way more skillful than me vanished. They are no more. They are no more in the industry. Some are working in government offices, some are doing some business, some I don't know where they went itself, but they are way skillful than me, way more skillful than me. But they went missing because they have no discipline inside the field and outside the field. So that's very important. So youngsters, you guys need to be very patient and just keep working until your day comes. So that's my advice for you all.
Buntong dah. Okay, this is Mr. Azri Firman. He's asked two questions actually. So the first question is: you have played against Ulsan in 2019 with Pera. How was the experience like playing against one of the top Asian clubs lah at the time?
It was a very good experience actually because Ulsan was very good. They were very good, you know. But again, as I say, I have went through this experience as an Harimau Muda player
Mm,
because the weather there was freezing.
cold, freezing, yes.
So I was in Slovakia myself, that time myself, Badak,
Mm,
Naim, Hafizul have been there with Harimau Muda B. So we had that experience. Some of the players having fever, they could not adapt with the cold. They don't know how to, progress with because we have very short time. So we go, we have 2 days or 1 day training and the next day match, and then that's it. So it's a very good experience for most of us. And to play in the ACL, it's a dream. We
mm,
wish that we could have went through that, but actually that year they became the champions, I think,
yes,
right?
Mm, yeah, yeah.
yes.
So it's okay. We lost to a champions, but it was a very good experience, lah. To be honest, when we played first half, I think it was 1-0.
Yes.
First half was only 1-0. We were doing very well. Half time when this one people don't know. Half time when we came into the dressing room, the heaters were not working.
Oh,
Okay, so the heaters were not working, and there were no hot waters
This
because
one, Ulsan
hot.
sabotage lah, this one.
Not to say sabotage lah. Maybe it was really not working at that point of time lah. Maybe
mm-hmm.
they are used to not using the heaters and stuff. But we are from outside. We need all that.
Yeah.
So another thing, there were no hot water enough. So we were like freezing. You sweat already. You are freezing, and then you run a lot, and then you sweat, and then you come inside, and you are just sitting on a freezing cold condition. Your body gets very stiff. And when we go out again, we didn't have that you know
Yeah.
the burst to do stuff because we need to warm up back, we need to get
Mm-hmm.
the heat back. So it was a bit hard, but it was a very good experience for us. All the players had very good experience and a lot of fun over there.
Next question again from Azri. This year you'll be playing the AFC Cup with Kerala. So, which of the ASEAN teams playing in this year's AFC Cup do you want to play against, and why?
I think I want to play with all the teams that are there because every team has their own thing. We can learn something, we will have a new experience, we will have a new approach. So my answer is very simple. I wish to meet all the teams, even the teams that are not in my group. Also, I wish to, because it's AFC. AFC is first time for us,
Mm-hmm.
so it will be a very good experience to see how other nation players are playing in their clubs, how their approach toward matches, how they do things, what are their tacticals they are doing in the match. So it will be nice to see all the teams playing there, lah.
Next question.
Okay, we have another one from Sanjeevan Alfred. You have been switched
Yep.
position a couple of times. How do you adapt to the changes and make sure that you are constantly in the first 11?
Switched position. So I think the adaptation that I have is way more lah. I'm very easily get adapted to any positions. So I won't. I'm a kind of player. Some players, when they're going for the match, they'll be looking onto the football videos. They'll be looking how they're doing, Iniesta doing the passing, how Neymar doing the dribbling, how Messi does the dribbling and stuff. But I'm a person who watch comedy shows. I won't watch football. Even back home, I won't watch football. I'm an Arsenal fan, But I know the infos, but I don't watch the live matches because we play football. We every day we train with the ball. So when I'm back, I need something out of football.
Mm.
So I tend to watch a lot of movies, a lot of comedies and stuff like that. But when I'm being switched to positions, I will learn from my teammates. So let's say I'm going to play right back. I will see what my right back does. I will take the basic thing. For right back, the basic thing is defending. No crossing. Don't let the player dribble in. That's the basic thing for right back. I don't need to overlap. That's an extra thing. That's an additional thing. Going overlap is an additional thing. So a basic right back thing is no crosses, no dribbles, no shooting. So I just catch up with that. And slowly when I get used to it, I slowly progress a bit up and I go for a crossing or something like that. I go for an overlap. So whatever position we are being switched on, get the basic idea first on what we should do and then slowly progress. Don't straight away you need to go do an overlap, stuff. Just slowly you go through it.
Okay, we'll take one final question because we're going to reach the hour mark already. So
All
this is
right.
from Adila. Adakah kejayaan Malaysia Cup bersama Perak memberi inspirasi serta pengalaman kepada anda dalam membantu KL menjulang piala? You can answer in Malay also, no problem.
Banyak sangat. That was one of the biggest reason. Even Stanley spoke to me about it. He
Hmm.
wants the champion mentality to be in the team.
Hmm.
You know, and during the Malaysia Cup, when no one believed that we can go through the group stage, and we went through the group. Even the players, some of the young players, some of the officials, the Maswers, the kitmans of them, they start to talk to me and they said, hey, somehow we need to go to the finals. You need to help, because they know we have that experience. So, but what I say them is, saya bukanlah bagus sangat nah ni, tapi I know how a champion team will be. What are the criteria needed to have a champion team? So that's what I tried to implant in the KL team. It was not not to say that I did it by myself. We all did it together. But as I said, when I joke, these kind of outer things, the dressing room things, the things we do outside the field, it's very important. It's very, very important. It's very important than what we do inside the field. So when anything happens inside the field, you should have your friends at the back of you. So to gain that, you need to do proper things outside of the field, inside the dressing room, how our vibes are there and everything. So we try to create that. So when we started to create, we get to do that bonding and stuff, I know what he's going to do, he know what I'm going to do. I know if I get hurt, I have my friends at the back. If I do a mistake, they are there to cover me up. So this thing I learned from Para, because from a small young boy, I've been playing with Para and we became as a family. It was very hard
Yeah.
that they broke that family. It, to be honest, till date, I'm not out of it yet. The bonding that we have every day. We not to say every day, but literally frequently we text each other, we video call each other. Not to say the players, even their families. You know, we still keeping in touch, we are talking to each other. That's how our bonding was not as players but as a family,
Yeah,
where
yeah. I've
the
seen in your
fan
Insta, you're making pasta all for them, right?
yeah. So that's how the things are. We are more to a family thing. Even the players family are connected to us. It's just not the players to play company. So that's what we are doing in KL, and so far it's being so good, and all the boys are doing very well. And to be honest, the para team, that the Malaysian Cup champion team, has been a very big inspiration, and I took a lot of stuff from there to implement in KL, as not to in a match perspective, but behind the scenes, the bondings and stuffs to make KL win something lah.
Okay, we have come to the final segment. Here you can be lighthearted, like you can, be yourself and so on. I mean, you were yourself throughout the show, but this way it can be a bit. We want to see your how they say your prankster side, lah. So okay, we want to know top five funniest moments in Kenny's career.
Funniest moment. Usually, because usually I will the one who will ignite the funniest moments.
So you can share the stories to us. Like, what did you do to ignite those funniest
No,
moments?
there's a lot of moments that we have went through lah.
Mm.
Like in the dressing room. Like
Mm.
last time, Leo
Ah.
is very scared of insects. That kind of things. He's a very aggressive player, but he's a big child. He's very scared. You can see my Insta stories last time I posted that I hide some snake kind of toys and stuff, and he'll be shouting and
Uh,
running and catch when we will be training, and then suddenly there will be a frog, and then I'll catch the frog and run to him, and he will be just running during the training session. He will just run away from the field during the training session, and then disturbing my kitmans. I have vandalized their cars.
oh my God.
I've taken the markers, the cones, and put on top of their cars. Bring up their wipers, and then for sure celebrating birthdays lah.
Mm.
So last time, Coach Mehmet will be like, tomorrow is this guy's birthday. Are you doing anything? Like he will give the signal for us to do that. You
He's
know,
the Kaki Hasud lah.
like sometimes we will forget. Then you'll be like, and then to find the players to shout in the training, you'll be like, I think he's late, so we need to do something like that. Kind of funny moments a lot lah we have done. Lot. So that's why I say when we are being a family, we have that bonding. We will do a lot of things unknowingly, which turned up to be very fun. So that's how it is lah.
Okay, one last one. This one is also from one of the tweets that I got lah.
Mhm.
Your pick for Malaysian first 11 squad. Name one player on each position, in each position. Throughout the years that you have played, this 11 is something that you would love to have around you lah.
Around me, because I
Not
won't
just
place
you. I
myself
mean,
there.
no. If you want to put yourself there, also okay, no problem.
Yeah.
For sure, I won't place myself there.
Okay, your preferred 11 and your formation.
Yeah.
I scared that I will say the whole para team there lah.
I might clap you,
because
no problem.
because the thing is, if I don't mention their name now, after a while my phone is going to ring.
Okay, fine. If that's the case, I'll ask 5 rapid fire questions lah.
Okay,
Okay, what's your favorite food?
my favorite food, udang sambal.
Udang sambal. Okay. Who is your favorite player?
International or local?
Both.
Both, like my idols lah.
Mm-hmm.
For local is K Nandakumar, and international was Alex Song.
Wow, Alex Song, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not many will know him.
No, I know him. Arsenal fan, ma.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's your favorite prank, lah? The one that you like doing the most?
I do a lot, lah, bro. I don't know what to say.
Just
Like what I have
that
done.
Yeah, you have done the one. Your favorite, lah, paling best.
It's very hard to think now. Okay, you go on, then later I will think and tell.
Okay, so the
Best
last one.
prank.
Best prank.
Nothing coming to my head right now.
You mentioned so many just now.
Yeah, that's why there are too many. I don't know which to say. Like just to be like, okay, sometimes the coach will be in a serious discussion and the players will be in the room, and then I'll be on the strict note, like it is a young player lah. I'll be on a strict note. Hey, coach is calling you. Go and see what he's doing. He wants to talk to you. Like coach will be in a mid discussion with other coaches, and then I will be like, hey, coach called you. Go and ask what he wants. He was searching for you just now. And then he will be going, and then he'll be like, coach, did you call me? And the coach will be like, Then he will be coming back and say, the coach didn't call me. I was like, I said, I didn't say anything. Why you trust me? That kind of things lah. Like he gets slapped in the face lah. Like you go to the coach like, coach, did you call me? Like he want to do something. Like the coach like, no, I didn't call you. So that kind of things lah.
Okay, one final question lah. You can answer this in a very simple manner or in a detailed manner. What does the future hold for you? Like, how do you see the future in the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years?
if I'm physically healthy, I'll be keep on playing as much as my uh, what to say. As my if there are teams that need me my work, then I'll be there for them. I'm willing to play as long as I can. There's no target for me like I want to play until 35. I want to play until 30. There's nothing like that. As long as my service is needed and there's team who are willing to have me, I'll play. And after my career, there's a lot of things that I'm thinking on proceeding. Like most of y'all know, I have my own business and I'm doing my studies and any other things besides football lah.
Okay. Any parting words for the fans, Kenny?
What I would say is for us players, fans are kind of very important because you guys motivate us, and at times you can motivate and you can demote a player. So, but anyhow, fans are very important because we are doing something and we are expecting your response. You know, when we do good, when we do bad, we need your response. If we do bad, when you respond onto it, we need to improvise. But your response, your expression during our bad times need to guide us to be better and not to put us down. Actually, so I hope the fans will get to be more wise on their words they are using, and we are doing good. I know we are doing good, and you guys are at the back of us. And when we are losing, we need the same fans to be at the back of us. So I really enjoy to have a lot of fans because you guys are the main support. Without you all, basically we are nothing because we are here to entertain you guys. So if you guys are not watching football, we are not going to be a professional football. That's simple. So there's no scope on this football line. So just because of the fans we are here, we are having a job scope because of you guys. So I hope all the very best for everyone. I hope this 2022 season will be a great one, and we will be giving our best as a professional footballer, and we hope you as a fan will be giving the best for us and for our team.
All right, Kenny. Thank you so much, lah.
All right, all
Seriously,
right,
you
bro.
were super honest today. Shared a lot of stuff. Sincerely, thank you so much. So
No,
on
no, no.
that
I
note,
should thank you all.
ah,
I should thank you all for having me on the show.
You celebrity,
Because
we should thank you.
uh, I'm not a celebrity. I'm still the same Buntong boy. I will
that's
stay. I will stay the same as till the end. I'm not a celebrity, and I'm really honored that you guys approached me, and this is your first session, I think, as to interview someone and to be a
yes.
part of it. I'm really happy, and I
Thank you.
hope more people will watch this because this interview, to be honest, it feels like more free to talk. It's more on expressing ourselves. It's nothing script. It's nothing, we didn't fake any emotions here. If I would have said anything wrong, I'm really sorry. And because this is something we are talking spontaneously and we didn't script out anything, it's out of our heart. I would have said something wrong. I'm really sorry for that. And if I said something good, keep it in your heart, practice that. And I wish you guys support these two guys and this Armchair Malaysia. And I hope a very good time for you all.
Thank you for the
Sana,
short talk,
Sana.
Kenny. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. You didn't say anything wrong. You were
Yeah,
perfect today.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, everyone have a different perspective. So for you guys, it was good. I don't know how others saw it, but I'm just telling you lah.
No, the comments have been excellent actually. They loved
Yeah.
your honesty. Seriously.
Uh,
Actually, there were lots of questions, just that, we have actually gone past our time actually. For Kenny,
yeah.
we will extend lah.
All
Okay,
right.
all right. Thank you all for
Uh,
tuning in. It's been so much fun. Kenny was, as usual, like I said just now, honest, enjoyable, spared about his career, the game, and everything. Once again, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and also please subscribe to our YouTube page. If you want to watch this particular show again, the live stream will become a video in about maybe 20 30 minutes time around that period,
yeah.
so you can watch it again. So take care, stay safe. Kalau boleh ambil booster because Omicron going up. Adios.
Adios.
All right. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.